On a warm afternoon, while scrolling endlessly through the four different apps you alternate between every few hours, there comes a post that appears on your timeline that, on any other occasion, you just brush off and scroll right past. But this one catches your eye in a way that just boggles your mind. You see a post about, let's say, hidden treasures a family allegedly possesses that people attribute their wealth to and not money stolen from the country's pockets, or that the COVID vaccines contain microchips that the government uses to control and monitor our every move. And you, being the well informed and responsible internet user you think you are, scoff and say to yourself, there's no way people believe any of this, right? But as you scroll through the comment section and expect rational explanations and jokes that make fun of the absurdity of whatever it is on your screen, you instead see a lot of people actually believing or agreeing with the post in question. You may find a few that try and correct the blatantly false statements, but they end up getting dogpiled by those who fell for its lies. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how fake news has permeated through social media and has effectively manipulated millions of people around the world. So, what even is fake news? Though many sources label it in their own specific way, the most common understanding of the concept is generally, fabricated information. It's quite similar to misinformation, which is false information that may have no intent to harm, or disinformation, which is false information that is purposefully created to sow discord. In our previous example, a group of people may fabricate completely false statements that could further their own agenda while disparaging those they're up against at the same time. This poses a problem that even the most cautious of us have to keep an eye out for. We may not even know it, but we may have already been and are most certainly exposed to different types of propaganda and weaponized information. As much as we make fun of and question people who fall for these types of lies, the way it works is actually through a very smart, simple, yet frightening tactic. At its core, fake news exploits people's preconceived judgments and reservations for their own benefit. They use attention-grabbing headlines and incorporate bold claims into the article without providing any credible or non-biased source. This becomes a great concern because people usually tend to not question information that doesn't go against their own beliefs. If you already have a negative impression of something, you're more likely to believe even more bad things about it and ignore whatever good it may have actually done or is able to do. What this does is propagate purposefully wrong and malicious information through a hive mind of people who already share the same negative preconceptions, which further amplifies their disdain for the people who are quote-unquote against them. And in a time where there are more impressionable people who use the internet than ever before, a curious child or a skeptic old man may very well be the next victims of fake news. The next thing you know, you're at the dinner table where you and your dad are arguing over something he had read on Facebook, and now both of you think the other is crazy. Realistically, we may never see an end to fake news. After all, the act of spreading false information is something that people have been doing since long ago. Historically, even governments and corporations have had a hand in manipulating facts in order to promote their agenda and sway the public's opinion to their benefit. This is an ongoing struggle that only we, the people, can solve by logically filtering out what sources we should and shouldn't believe. By fostering a culture that encourages people to validate their concerns through legitimate research and inquisitive questioning, we can be more confident that the number of people falling for fake news will be kept to a minimum. To achieve that, there needs to be a lot of patience and humility within our communities. By applying the standards you hold for others to yourself, you make sure that you remain open-minded and willing to accept change. Those who feel that they're right may resort to lashing out in frustration when dealing with someone not willing to listen, but that option is never going to create any more good. Right?